there. Hello 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 there. Test, test, test. 69 for 20. Test, test. Anyway. Yep. Just tell me when you open it. Damn me. Damn them all. Damn it all. There was a car, my parents or my uncle's, no doubt, parked in the middle of the gate, the foot of a long driveway leading up to Hillsgate House. Symbolic, really, of everything that had gone on for most of my life. Symbolic of everything I had to walk away from. My uncle, I guess it was my uncle. Okay, I will. One second. Ping it. Damn the... Wait. Damn me. Damn them. Damn it all. It was a car, my parents or my uncle's, no doubt, parked in the middle of the gate. At the... damn. I just started over. Damn me. Damn them. Damn it all. It was a car, my parents or my uncle's, no doubt, parked in the middle of the gates, at the foot of a long driveway, leading up to Hillsgate House. Symbolic, really, of everything that had gone on for most of my life. Symbolic of everything I had to walk away from. My uncle, I was guessing it was my uncle, had parked the car at the entrance of the driveway to force everyone else to find a place to park. I looked down the length of the street. The property was framed by a short stone wall, shoulder high, along with an elaborate iron fence of roughly the same height, shaped into curling vines with metal points at intervals. It had been covered in some black paint or coating, but rust and peeling paint made it a mottled texture. No parking signs a good distance away in every direction. I was already regretting coming. Damn me, I thought, not for the first or second time. Further down the street, a few of the locals had stopped on a corner to talk. Odd how they kept looking at me. Their eyes on my back, I pushed my motorcycle, guiding it through the gap between cars and fence. I sat down on the lawn, leaning against the inside of the fence. I wasn't in a rush. I had made promises to myself. I wouldn't get caught in their tempo. Taking my time, I removed my helmet, wiped the sweat from my forehead and scalp. Putting my hands in my pocket to be sure I had my keys, I felt paper crumple. I went through my pockets, sorting out the change, bills and receipts I hastily pocketed at a rest along the stop. Procrastinating. Looking up at the namesake hill, I could see the house, not big, but it drew attention because of the way it looked down on the two-theater podunk town. It wasn't dark, and it wasn't ominous, bearing a slight overgrown garden, trees that had grown well beyond the quaint, tidy little decorations they might have been when the house was built. And the railing, it was nothing more than a nice house. I dated a wannabe architect at one point, a brief living fling. I didn't remember much, but I didn't feel confident labeling this place as Victorian. 3 stories with a one-room tower standing 1 floor higher, off one corner. Grey painting, wood siding, decorative lace, and carved wood beneath the eaves and around the railing on the porch. Tall, narrow windows with open shutters. I pulled off my jacket, then my sweatshirt, unlocking and lifting the seat of the motorcycle. I retrieved the shirt I had stowed away. Leaving the other clothes behind, I buttoned up the shirt over a black t-shirt while I made my way up the drive. If my uncle had parked nearer to the house, he could have spared himself and his family the walk. But no, the inconvenience he could pose to everyone else was apparently the top priority. I wasn't surprised. I would have been stunned if he hadn't been anything like this. Oh boy. My boots were heavy on the floorboards of the porch as I approached the front door. I stopped to wipe them on the doormat. No welcome was printed on the mat. Instead, there were stencil images of roses and thorny stems, as well as the initials RDT. It fit somehow. No consideration to the guests, only self-aggrandizement. The door was unlocked. I kicked off my boots and made my way past the front hallway and into the actual house. I tucked my shirt into my jeans as I went. My lingering impression of the house was soon banished. Only a house. Books lined shelves in nearly every room with an available wall. Some old with cracked spines, some new, recent bestsellers. It was all sorted more like a library than a home, clearly by some arrangement of age and alphabetization. Anachronistic. That was a good word to describe it. Old and new. A box of colorful cereal sat between the toast and television in the kitchen, across from a small table with a crimson lace-edged tablecloth. A letterbox with a toy, not a dirty little litter box. To look at it, which struck me as odd. I couldn't imagine my family had emptied it. It didn't fit them. 1 second. I reached the end of the hall, and I could hear voices from upstairs. A crowd. Angry. Not shouting, but saying hard words. Loaded words. I sighed, putting my hands in my pocket and made my way up. Photographs. Not a single family picture, I noticed. Instead, there were pictures of nature, blue and green to contrast the dark lacquered cherry floorboards and furniture, the burgundy curtains. It made for a startling intensity, but was jarring, overly saturated. When I crested the top stairs, I saw them. One family, divided into 4 factions, all dressed in black. Jesus fuck, Peggy said, her eyes going wild. The prodigal son returns, Uncle Paul said. That was the last coherent thing I made out before it devolved into a mess of bickering. 10-to-1 he needs the money for drugs. If you want to talk about that sort of thing, Steph, we could talk about Lee's. Fuck you, Irene. Ellie practically spat the rasp at her aunt. You don't know anything, uneducated bitch. Hard words, drawing lines in the sand. Striving to establish new ground rules, to hold on to perceived advantage, to garner new ones, and to strike at weak points. For 3 years I had been gone. All of this. It had been going on when I left. It was continuing now. It never stopped. 9 cousins, spread into 3 camps. Uncle Paul, his ex-wife, and my Aunt Irene. My Uncle Paul had a wealth of kids, 4 by his first wife, 2 by his second. The oldest of my cousins had a child on her own. while his youngest was 12. 6 in all, with Peg and her twin brothers Peter in the middle. Those two would just be partway into college, I was pretty sure. Peg looked like she wanted to approach me, but doing so meant getting by Uncle Paul and Aunt Irene, as they pointed fingers, digging at each other. I tuned the birds out. It had been a while, but I knew this refrain already. Aunt Irene had kids, but I only saw 2. Mother was close to age in me, and I'd known her since, well, once upon a time, but I hardly recognize her now. She was so preoccupied she barely seemed to notice me, her fingers twisting into one another in her lap, her leg bouncing a nervous rhythm that her mum tried to still with a touch. It seemed to be rubbing off on her little brother, who was looking equally anxious. They all had brown hair, and Molly was paler than usual. The black dress she wore only made it worse. Uncle Paul's family, his first wife Stephanie, my Aunt Irene, each with their separate kids. 3 groups, 3 factions. The 4th group would be mine, for lack of a better word, my cousin Peg had recognized me before they did, my parents. They approached me, and I saw that my mum was holding a baby, swaddled in a blanket. I wasn't good at judging the ages of babies. I'd left 3 years ago. Everything all right? My father asked me. It's all right, I responded, not taking my eyes off the baby. You're not in trouble? My mother asked me. No trouble, you'd be surprised. Except for leaving to spend the night with friends and never coming back, my dad asked. I responded with a glare. He changed the topic. I can't help you but notice you've got tattoos. I looked down. The shadows of my tattoos were visible through my sleeves of my dress shirt. I pressed my sleeve down so it was flat against my arm, making the tattoos clear. Watercolor tattoos by friends. An artist friend I owe a lot to offered to outline them. Another friend inked them. I had set rules for myself to avoid getting caught up in this energy. It was baiting my father. I could see him squirm, wanting to say something. A question was, would he be willing to criticize the two so soon after my homecoming? Well, sorry, Orca, but I've sort of good to go. Yes, I know. Too short of a time, but hey, bye.